So here we have pork legs being prepared, I presume for a restaurant. What they're doing there is, first of all, they're placing the raw pork legs on an old car wheel, I believe, and then he's using a blowtorch to blacken the outside, and then the lady sat there will take the blackened legs and use a hammer to I suppose break the bones a little bit, and then the black is scraped off, as you can see that she's doing there in the tub of water, and then left out to be, I suppose they'll be then cooked a little bit further. There you go. That's so they've probably got through about 30 pig's legs or so. Over here is street scene. We've got coffee cellar over there. Iced tea, iced drinks and what have you. Hi everyone. Well, I've just had my first COVID test, and oh man, stuck me right up the nose there. That hurt. Made my eyes water. So here's the view from the rooftop. This is the first time I've been outside. So yeah. Hopefully I should be able to come, once it's clear, I should be able to come out here every day from now on. Once I God, that hurt. Oh. Wow, it's interesting. I mean, the test. Oh, geez, the test just now was really strong up the nose, but very slight in the mouth compared to the one in the UK that I had. Was the pre-test was very strong in the mouth and very different. They hardly did any swabbing in the mouth. But wow. So here's Bangkok. Let me turn this around and show you that. So this is day, I think it's, what's it, oh gosh, I can't even remember how many days, but it's around day 5 or 6. And yeah, wow, this is, the view I have is something like that down there, but now I can, this is a lot nicer, this view. Ah, nice to be out here. And yeah, there's a temple over there. So this is all barred off for now. I suppose so what can I say? So far so good. I'm getting fed 3 times a day. I can order room service. The food's okay, it arrives hot at least. One thing that's lacking though is fruit. You know, I've only just managed to. I asked for some oranges. I ordered a kilogram of oranges, and they gave me 2 this morning. They're rationing those. Oh dear. So yeah, it's a bit annoying considering. You know, one has to look after one's health, and the first time I've had fruit is this morning, especially after a very long plane flight. You know, and feeling very tired. So I'm only really just getting over the tiredness and everything and the stress from getting ready for flying and all that. I probably didn't sleep very well several days before the flight, and of course it was all very, very hectic. But yeah, very nice to be out here. Yeah, other people are getting tested at the moment. But oh dear, wow, that hurt. Yeah. It's enough to give you a flipping cold. So yeah. Yeah, there's a lot going on in Bangkok at the moment. There are various protests, supposedly anti-government protests, but it's difficult to know what they're actually protesting about, and you know, it's all very peaceful so far. It might be making the news elsewhere, but I don't think it's anything to be really concerned about, to be honest. And it's all being handled very well. So, yeah, fresh air. Well, at least I got a balcony anyway. It's funny because some people that are kind of having these expensive rooms don't have a balcony. They have a lovely city view and an aircon room, all sealed up with no balcony, and it drives them nuts. So I'm staying at the cheaper end of the spectrum, and enjoying being able to step out onto the balcony when I want. It's not that hot at the moment, so I haven't wanted to use the aircon. It's just been nice to just be in the kind of fairly warm air compared to the UK. So I'll have one more of these COVID tests before I check out, which should be on the 31st, Halloween. And then I'll go and spook my kids, my eldest daughter, Rianne, and myself, and trying to keep it a secret from the kids when I actually get back. Of course, they keep asking, but we're trying to not let on exactly when I'll be back. So, finally the sun's actually out. It's been very muggy. It's the kind of monsoon season at the moment. So this is very, very nice. Lovely. Yeah. Just take a walk over here as well. So, I'll get my COVID test result tomorrow. No, well, they'll know this evening, they said, and they'll let me know tomorrow morning by Line app. And oh wow! Oh, this is a nice little view. Look at that. Check it out. Yeah. Not sure what temple that is, but obviously quite a significant one. So that chimney there that's where they have cremations. So that will be the funeral pyre there. And I think down there in that tent we've got it's a kind of Chinese festive. That's a Chinese temple there as well. And this is what's wonderful about Thailand, is you've got all these cultures and religions coexisting. There's a whole load of street food stuff going on. Looks like they've just got various snacks and various food for sale there. So that's nice. But here it is, Bangkok, where you have the rich and the poor living next to each other. You have the Buddhists, the Muslims, the Chinese. You can see the sky train over there whizzing around, and the elevated expressway over there. So these transport systems, the way I understand it, is it's very similar all over the world. They put up these mass transit systems, and it will be a monorail, an expressway, and a subway system. They all kind of go up around about the same time. I remember when I was in Bangkok and the expressway was being built, and of course it caused absolute chaos at the time. It would take 3 hours just to go down the main road in the centre of town just to try and get home while they were putting the pilings in and everything. But of course, once it's done, then it's a lot easier to traverse the city and get in and out. That's all. That whole mass transit system is in place now. I wish I had this view from my room instead of the construction site I've got. It's nice to have those familiar sounds though. There's always something going on. I've even seen fruit bats flying about at night, so they must be, in fact this is probably a banyan tree down here which the fruit bats like to hang out in. So yeah, that's really nice to see all the wildlife, dogs crossing the road. In fact, that's something worth talking about is the contrasts that you see. In the UK, it's a very sterile environment, really. It's funny to see whenever you see a dog, it always has a human with it, and usually the dog's on the lead. So here though it's totally different. There are lots of cats and dogs around, but people aren't taking them for walks, and they're not on leads. They're usually just hanging about. They're just part of the scenery, really. And dogs here know how to cross the road, just like people do. They wait until there's not much traffic. Well, of course, cats and dogs do get run over occasionally, but they do, for the most part, have enough sense to know when it's appropriate to cross the road. Of course, you just don't see that in the UK at all. And just people on the streets going about their business. I mean, it's funny and here, it's back to watching people kind of when, for example, people will pull out from one side of the road and kind of make their way across to the other side of the road, depending on which direction they're going. Of course, that doesn't really happen in the UK. It's a bit more organised, and I remember, driving in the UK and thinking, wow, this is just so controlled, because you're going through these 20 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour zones. You might think driving here is dangerous, which it is, but then I suppose the danger of driving in the UK is that you're going to commit some traffic violation, cross a line, park on a double yellow, or stop in the wrong place, or and not stop on a zebra crossing and things like that. The chances of breaking the law when you're driving in the UK are really high, and of course getting caught because everything's on camera. So yeah, it really does. It makes me more nervous driving in the UK than it does here. I feel quite okay here, and if you just if you drive without and just expect, it's just I don't know what's the word, to fit in with the culture, anticipate how they're going to drive and not expect everyone to be following the same rules that you do as a rule, then you'll be all right. Yeah, just take it easy. But as you can see, you've got, for example, I don't know if, like over there, motorcycle taxis picking people up. So that's a great way to get around town, on motorbike taxis. Quicker. Yeah, but this is the thing, life is just so much more lively here. And in the UK, it just felt so bizarre I don't know everything was very sterile, just anyway, and so you see everything's so perfect. Well, not perfect, but everything's so organised, rather than this hickledy-pickledy-ness that you see here. that, you know, Joe Public ends up, I mean, it's just, you know, it was so depressing actually in the UK, going around even, and the shops and everywhere, there's signs everywhere telling you what to do and what you can't do. I mean, people think they're free in the UK. You're not. You're totally mind controlled with all the sign postings, and you can and can't do this, and people are also very kind of, you know, a lot of little Hitlers as well. I was explaining earlier on when I got on the bus to get to the airport. I was struggling with a couple of bags, and I just said goodbye to my mum, and you know, just getting on the bus, and some guy sat down with, you know, some passenger got on my case about me not wearing a mask. It was just very, I didn't say much. I just told him to chill out, and told him I'd just been tested negative for COVID anyway. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on the bus going to the airport. But you know, that's the kind of thing you deal with. And quite a few times in the UK, I dealt with these people that just want to get in your face, want to have some kind of confrontation. Whereas here, people, there is this mutual respect. I mean, I've had to learn that as well, to be part of the culture where you you know, you avoid conflict. This is what they always do. That's funny when people, you know, for example, driving and they might almost collide or something. They might be, and they'll actually smile at each other. And of course, when I was first here many years ago, that smiling, I interpreted that as you know, taking the piss. You know, and of course, in the UK, that might be the reaction if someone's you might get if you smiled, but so or laughed. But here, no, it's a way of trying to avoid conflict, which is very much part of the culture. So isn't that a wonderful culture to be in, where everyone is trying their best to avoid conflict, and so everyone kind of ends up getting along. Much nicer to be in that kind of environment, much more conducive to living harmoniously, because everyone's trying to do that. Yeah, it's very nice to be out here in the fresh air. Fantastic. Bit of a breeze. Oh. So a taste of freedom. All right. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. All right, and bid you farewell for now. And again, just a huge thank you to everyone that's made it possible to get to this stage of being here, and a step closer to being close to my reunited with my wife and kids. We've been apart for about 8 months. It's tough. Been quite a few dark moments, but I think that's also, you know, a lot of opportunities for personal growth, to be honest. A lot of time to reflect. I've given up smoking. I'm doing more meditation and that kind of thing. I've met some wonderful people while I've been in the UK. You know who you are. You've been very kind and supportive, fantastic, and I'm trying to look at all this as just you know, part of the experience, that personal journey, and to learn from it. And I have learned to appreciate my family so much more, and realize, you know, how much how wonderful my wife is, how loving my kids are, and how I must do my best to be there for them as long as possible. Hence, you know, the giving up the smoking and all that stuff, and other things. It's, you know, me being here as long as possible is not for me, or it's for my family. Originally, when I went back to the UK, the idea was to maybe, or I was hoping that I would be able to get somewhat more established there, in order to give my kids better access to the UK. I think that will eventually happen. Hopefully there will be a bit more to and fro for myself and my kids and my wife. But for the moment, the most important thing is to be together, because I mean they've grown taller and everything while I've been away, almost a year really that we've been apart. And you know, the most important thing there really is for anyone, any family, is to be together, isn't it? Really, to be there for each other. And so not being there for each other, even though I had some kind of goal, which has been okay. Let's say that it has helped towards building a future. Of course, I think it's essential that my kids, I give my kids whatever I can from their English heritage, from their father. They've never, only my eldest daughter has ever been there. The younger ones have never been there. So of course my wife's been there, but only only for short periods. So hopefully what I did manage to do in the UK has helped me set up a bit of a future for them. We've still got, I mean, just before I came back to the UK, I went back to the UK, we had managed to do their British passports. This was something that eventually wanted to do for a long time, but eventually got round to. So yeah. And again, unfortunately, this is, it looks like we've got I think we're being summoned now. So hey, we'll have another. It's great to be able to do this video out here, and I'll catch up with you all later. All right. So thanks ever so much again to everyone that's made this possible, and thank you for the moral support. It's hugely helpful, and I'll give you an update as soon as I can. All right. Thank you very much.
Click subscribe and the bell icon if you'd like to receive notifications of new videos from Phuket Word.